all say, and I see it everywhere on crypto Twitter and macro Twitter, is we've got a recession, the markets need to collapse. I'm like, no. If we are going into the deep depths of the recession, it's the opposite, because that's the higher probability of stimulus. We had this priced in last year. When the market saw inflation, they knew the central banks were going to keep raising rates. So that was our recession in the markets. The markets are now following the liquidity cycle, and that's confusing the hell out of people. Everybody I speak to, I was just speaking to, one of the, well-known friends of ours in crypto. He's like, yeah, I'm still sitting on a lot of cash, but I don't know what to do, because everyone's kind of expecting another big leg lower. They're all going to get caught out. You're seeing it in the stock market too. All of the institutions are underweight. An ETF, Bitcoin, as you say, this is just flow of money, right? What the XRP Ripple case is all about is really about the future of Web3.
Agree.
Which is a much bigger concept than just cryptocurrencies. It's about the integration of blockchain technology into everything that we do in a whole bunch of different business models. And that's not clear yet, where that's going to come out, but it's coming out in favor of Web3 being the future and not everything as a bloody security, which is ludicrous. What I think the SEC misunderstood here was how smart this space is. It is the smartest collection of people I've ever come across, because they are technologists, they're finance people, they're artists, they are this conglomeration of people with skill sets I have never seen in any industry before. Sure, there's smart people in AI, but they're kind of less commercial than this group of people, right? So you're going up against some of the smartest people in the world who are mission driven and who have thought about decentralized protocols. That's why it was invented, because the idea is we know that this is an answer that the courts can't deal with because it is code. They've thought through, what an ETF is and how it tracks the underlying, because we're trying to solve the problem of tracking the underlying, unlike the futures contract, which sometimes doesn't track the underlying. This is a red herring for people. They get confused. They think ETF equals instant capital, right? There's thousands of ETFs, and many of them have no capital. So what you actually need is an ETF and price action. If the price of Bitcoin is going up, what we all know is every RIA has looked at this. Everybody's had a conversation around the dinner table. All of these pension funds have done some work on it, but they all want price to go up first, because if not, they're like all of our friends who are sitting on the sidelines in cash, waiting for it to confirm. Now, so let's say we get the confirmation in the next 2 months, whatever it is. Okay. I actually think it's going to be earlier, but what do I know? It doesn't really matter. But let's say my thesis is right, that by the back end of the year, we're starting to think about maybe the Fed have gone too far, how they're going to reverse this. How do we think about that? How's crypto trading then? Bullish.
Okay, got it.
So if you're launching an ETF and Bitcoin's at 40,000, you could probably get $10 billion into it for the launching an ETF. Now, if they launched it now, how much would it attract? Maybe $1 billion, maybe a couple of. Yeah, who knows, right? Had they launched it in October, how much money would have attracted? About zero. So you've got to have the mindset that people want it. And if those two things happen around the same time, oh yeah, you'll see a ton of money coming in. But so it's not a one-off event. If it happened now, yes, crypto traders would trade it higher, but it's likely to actually fall back until actual demand. As you and I know, this space is suffering. The whole crypto economy is suffering from foreign direct investment. There's no new money coming in, right? We're just circulating the same old shit around and buying Pepes and then dumping this and then buying this, right? There's no new money. So the moment we see the change of conditions, I mean, the Nasdaq's going to go to all-time highs soon. So money starts flowing through the system because it starts moving from one asset, looking for the catch-up asset. And if that starts growing, then, if crypto starts moving, then it goes to alts. Then if alts start moving, it starts flowing to NFTs. It's the same. It's always the same. It's always this flow of capital. I think we can all accept that the regulatory victories have been very exciting. You know, we knew it was going to happen, but it just took time. Everyone had to go to court and have their what they've said. And again, very smart people knew what they were doing, and some bad actors got weeded out in that process as well. All good. I think it's very important what BlackRock have done. Not for the ETF, not for the flows, but the message it sends to the entire financial industry. Again, I know a lot of these people. BlackRock have been involved in crypto for a while now. Because don't forget, he talked about it in the last cycle. Apollo, massive. Goldman, JP Morgan, they're all there. But what we're doing is seeing them come to the surface and say, this is a meaningful technology, and we will not only, before it's like we'll use blockchain for stuff, they're now saying, well, we want to invest in it, we want to allow our clients to invest in it, and we will build out on the infrastructure of it. So if you want the largest applications layer of possible, it's that whole finance industry, right? There's like $1 quadrillion of derivatives. They can all go on chain. All of the equity markets, everything can go on chain. So if you want a use case that dwarfs everything, it's the system of money and finance. The other side of the equation is I think the use within corporations, and that's on the cultural side. So giant brands, and we've seen Starbucks do it there. So my two big bets are finance industry comes into this. You know, I set up an asset management business called Exponential Age Asset Management, which is a fund of hedge funds that invests, that allows family offices, pension funds, everybody to get into the space. The other side is the big brands, because that's all coming. That is how you get to 1 billion people.